Hi, hello, and welcome to day 9. Today we're going to be doing a look with the Huetopian Dream palette. You know the drill, I've already done my base makeup. We're going to do now bronzer, blush and highlighter. For my bronzer today, I'm going to take Bronze Mahogany because I think Bronze Mahogany is going to fit really beautifully with the brown matte that is in the Huetopian Dream palette. So as I'm filming this, it is the 2nd of January and I'm already so bummed out that all the holidays are behind us. Someone sent me this Instagram reel of something funny, and as background it had, you know, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And I was already feeling so bummed out because, you know, Christmas is over. Today at least we have some sun going on here, so now that's a positive development, and I'm going out for the first time in, I want to say something in the ballpark of 10 days. I have been hibernating my whole Christmas holiday vacation, but as soon as we woke up, Nicola immediately declared it is beautiful outside, there is sun, let's go out to town and have lunch in town. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a very simple look because we're just going to have, you know, a little outing in town with the boys. Let's do my beloved Nude Venus for blush today. I think Flirtatious or Nude Venus 2 would have worked really well, but I have the feeling I used both of these blushes in this series quite a few times already. So we're going to go for Nude Venus. How do you guys usually deal with, you know, the holiday times being over? Are you also feeling immediately like a bit depressed and nostalgic, or do you feel pumped and energetic to start the new year? I feel like I'm something in between. I don't actually mind too much going back to work next week because, like I said, I took a good 2-week holiday. I really enjoyed myself. I pretty much did nothing these 2 weeks, and I can't really, you know, say that I didn't get enough rest. I got more than enough rest, so I don't really mind that much going back to work. I miss my colleagues, I miss my routine a little bit, I miss doing my makeup every day, so that's like a huge bonus of going to the office for me, that I can do my makeup every day because I really truly enjoy the process of putting on makeup. To highlight, I'm going to take my beloved Venusian Nude, but at the same time, you know, I also know there's a long time until something fun is going to happen again. My next planned holiday is in the spring, because Nicola has a 2-week holiday at that point, and I actually urgently need to go back to Sofia, my hometown, because I'm going to be out of an ID card in the summer of this year. So I need to make a new one, and I figured, what a better opportunity than see my family in the spring, see Sofia in the spring. I haven't really been in Sofia in the spring in a really long time, and I think Sofia in the spring is also really beautiful, and still pretty good chances of nice weather. So end of April, beginning of May is when we're planning to go, so I think the weather might be quite decent. I'm going to set everything with a little bit of Fix Plus. So there are a few things, you know, to look forward to, and like I said, I don't really mind going back to work because I really like hanging out with my colleagues. I like my job, all of that, but there is a little bit of that nostalgia feeling, a little bit of that like Sunday evening feeling when you know that the weekend is over. I don't know, I had that especially when I was a kid in school, that on Sunday evening I felt this like overwhelming, you know, feeling of nostalgia because the weekend was behind us, and my favorite time of the week was Friday evening when I knew the weekend was ahead of us. Okay, I'm going to start off the look by fluffing the absolute tiniest bit of this nude rose shade here. I do really like the mattes in this palette, especially the more neutral leaning mattes, the neutral rosy shade and the brown, because they have that beautiful rosy undertone to them, and I think they're just neutral, muted, gorgeous shades. This one is very, very pretty, but I don't use it a lot because it's a very stark eyeshadow and it really only ever works in the summer months, so it's not one of my most used mattes. But the other two mattes in this palette I absolutely love, especially this pink, because it on the skin it actually translates as a really neutral color. I think I've told you the story, but I have a very vivid memory of when Huetopian Dream was announced, like a very vivid memory of that moment, because it was on an evening that I had gone out with a friend to watch a movie in the cinema. It was the first time I had gone to the cinema in a really long time because it was during the pandemic. I think the summer of 2021, when things were already like slowly starting to open up. We went to see In the Heights by Lin-Manuel Miranda in the movie theater. Well, actually the musical, Broadway musical, is by Lin-Manuel Miranda, but the actual movie I think was adapted to the big screen by John Chu, the same guy who adapted Wicked. I think both me and my friend walked out of the theater thinking, you know, this doesn't really quite compare to Hamilton. Hamilton is still like a completely different tier. But In the Heights is still really cute, really sweet. I love the music. Anyway, completely besides the point. But I was sitting in the cinema with my friend as the announcement for Huetopian Dream was going to come, and my phone was buzzing and my Instagram messages were going wild because everyone was tagging me to let me know that the palette had been revealed and wanted to hear what I think about it. I'm going to take a little bit of this beautiful chocolate brown and I'm going to put that in the outer corner and maybe also lightly through the crease to blend it together with that pink shade. My phone was buzzing like crazy and I literally couldn't wait to the break in order to be able to see what the new palette looks like. And then I opened my Instagram, I clicked on the reveal video, and my first thought was, wait, am I looking at a new palette? Because this looks like Divine Rose 2. Like for a split second, because the two palettes have some similarities in the tonalities of the shades, and some of the shades are also positioned in pretty much the same place as in the predecessor. And then I realized as I was looking a little bit more in detail that this is the new palette. And I recall my first feeling being this like slight disappointment, thinking, but this is so similar to Divine Rose 2. We're not getting anything different than Divine Rose 2. But at the same time, at that time, I still have complete faith that Mother can do no wrong. So I knew that I will love the palette once I get it, and that is indeed the case. I really do like Huetopian Dream quite a bit. As you can also see from, you know, the use that I have on a lot of the pans in this palette, I really do like it. I'm going to also take a little bit of that brown here on the lower lashes. I'm going to keep it very simple. Like I said, we're doing a simple look. Do you guys have any memorable moments with announcements of Mothership palettes? I also have a very memorable moment with the announcement of Sunlit Seduction, which I think I've told you about. That was announced as I was going home from work and I was on my bike and I had to stop in order to, you know, properly be able to look at the announcement. And again, I felt huge amount of disappointment. I think much more than with Huetopian Dream. With Huetopian Dream, I just had this like moment of confusion, and after that I thought, oh, I'm excited, there's a new Mothership coming. Whereas with Sunlit, I was not only disappointed, but I also like seriously already at that point considered, am I really going to be buying this Mothership? And it was also clear from the Sunlit Seduction announcement that there weren't going to be any baked shades, so that really solidified, you know, the departure of that formula from the Mothership palettes, and I think that really like added extra to the disappointment. I'm going to take a little bit of the NYX glitter glue. So those are some memorable moments that I have from announcements of Mothership palettes. I wonder what yours are. Please do tell me in the comments. I'm going to take a little bit of this glitter glue and apply it here onto the moving lid and in the inner corners. And you know what? I'm so freaking lazy. I'm not even going to take a different brush. I'm just going to clean off this fluffy brush and I'm going to start mixing the champagne shade, the Skin Show shade, together with, oh my gosh, I love this shade. Why can I not remember the name? Astral Venusian Orchid. And I'm going to apply the mixture onto my lids. Although, if I'm being completely honest, I think we're mostly seeing Astral Venusian Orchid. So I'm going to try to intensify the Skin Show shade just a tiny bit, because we're going for, like I said, a really neutral look. And that's also what I'm going to be putting in my inner corners. Super easy peasy look. Okay, the one regret I have grabbing this fluffy brush is that I'm getting a lot more fallout than I would have if I had just grabbed a flat shader brush. So don't make my mistake, just take a freaking flat shader brush if you don't want Astral Venusian Orchid to fly all over your face. Look at that, I've got actual like Astral Venusian Orchid snow on my lids and my lashes and my face. Wipe that away. But you know, mistakes were made, learn from my mistakes. So you guys, this is the final look. I wish I could show you a sparkle moment, but there is so much sunlight coming into my room right now, it's not going to make a smidgen of difference. So we're not going to do a sparkle moment. But for those of you who have the palette, you know exactly how sparkly Astral Venusian Orchid is. Also, mistakes were made. My face is covered with Astral Venusian Orchid, so if I turn on artificial lighting, my whole face is going to be sparkly. Also, as I was finishing the look, I decided to add a fun little pop of color in my waterline to match my sweater. So I have one of my Kiko eyeshadow sticks. This is in a color that's been discontinued, so that doesn't exist anymore, but it is in the number 10. It is this beautiful like green teal sort of color that perfectly fits my sweater, and my new earrings from Alice, by the way. The other thing is, I bet you thought I would use Decade or Nude Nocturne from Pat on my lips. And to tell you the truth, those were my top two choices. The bronzer, the matte shades in my crease would have perfectly fit with both of these lipsticks, but I thought I would give it a somewhat different spin today, so I decided to go for something super nude. And I am wearing one of my satin lipsticks from Gucci, from the Gucci Neutrals collection from this past summer. This is in the shade Eliza Sand, and it is basically a beautiful beige with like slightly rosy undertones to it, and I think it fits the look really beautifully. To wrap this video up, Mothership 9 Huetopian Dream is a beautiful palette. I think there are some gorgeous colors in here, some gorgeous textures, beautiful mattes, beautiful like metallic shades. This one. I do really like the two topper shades. I don't really use this one as much, the one with the purpley blue duochrome, just because I don't really use that type of eyeshadow as a color anymore all that often. I don't really know why. It used to be one of my favorite duochromes, and the last couple of years I just haven't been feeling it. Astral Venusian Orchid, on the other hand, is a shade that I use a lot, as you can also see from the indentation that it has in it. Now, truth be told, there are shades in here that are very eerily similar to other shades that she already has in her collection. I agree with you, this is where things started to get really like, hey Pat, give us something new. I get that, but still, it remains one of my favorite palettes and I don't have any qualms with it. I hope that you enjoyed this look. Do let me know what you thought about it, and we will see each other again tomorrow to close off this series. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!